The Pinoy Boomer!
Hello, kaboomers! This is the Pinoy Boomer back with another video. In this video, I would like to share my quick way of getting a stock's intrinsic value through its book value per share. So, why do we use book value per share as your intrinsic value? Basically, you are attempting to buy a share from a company based on its net assets. So when you say net assets, that is the total assets of a company minus its total liabilities, and then dividing it by its outstanding shares. So when you buy a company based on its net assets, you are expecting that with in the current share price, at the current share price that you will be buying shares for the company, you will get gains from a company if in the event that they decided today, for example, today, to sell the entire business and give uh, the assets, the worth of the assets sold to each investors based on its book value. Okay, so that's it. That's basically what your book value per share means. It is basically the potential amount that you will get per share in the event that the company sells its business or it liquidates itself. Now, where do you find your book value per share? So, as I've said earlier, you can compute it. So, just go to a company's balance sheet. Let's go to the financial reports of Security Bank, for example. As I've said earlier, so you just subtract your liabilities from the assets, and then you divide it by its outstanding shares, and that is your book value per share. So you can compute it that way, or you could just simply go to financial websites like Morningstar, MSN Money, and in this case, in the Philippines, the Philippine Stock Exchange Edge website. So if you go back to your financial reports, you will see your book value per share for Security Bank at 166.88 pesos. Now, the rule of thumb is for any intrinsic value computations that we apply, there are others, guys, besides the book value per share. If the current share price is less than the intrinsic value, it means your your stock, the stock that you're going to buy at its current share price, is undervalued. That being said, let's check the current share price of Security Bank. So remember, the book value per share is 166.88 pesos. So going to stock data, and right now its current share price is at 71 pesos and 60 centavos. So it is less than the intrinsic value, or it is less than the book value per share, and therefore we can say that this at this price right now, if I buy it, it is already undervalued. And in the event that, as I've said earlier, if the company decided all of a sudden to sell all of its assets, all of its net assets, you will gain from your 71 pesos and 60 centavos share price purchase. You will gain, or you will receive your share of the assets at 166.88 pesos. Okay, so that's how you think about book value per share. Now, as with any kind of intrinsic value computation, the concept of margin of safety that was introduced by Benjamin Graham in his book, The Intelligent Investor, we are to always apply such a margin of safety. In just in case that our evaluations or our decision based on the data we saw, or rather based on the intrinsic value that we used, uh, our losses will not be that much hurtful. It will still hurt, but it will not hurt that much because of the margin of safety that we have applied. Now, uh, how much in terms of percentages are we going to apply for our margin of safety? Now, in Benjamin Graham's book, his margin of safety, he said it is basically two-thirds of intrinsic value. When you say two-thirds of intrinsic value, that's roughly 60%. It should be 60% below the intrinsic value. So, if we're going to compute for the what we call buy below price of our book value per share of 166.88 pesos, with a margin of safety of 60%, our share prices should be bought at a buy below price of 66.75 pesos. Now, at 60%, remember, we computed it at 66.75 pesos as our buy below intrinsic value. One may say that it is already above that and we are not going to buy Security Bank until it becomes 66.75 or less. Guys, the margin of safety, you could adopt Benjamin Graham's 60% margin of safety. You could still use your own percentage depending on your risk, and if you really know the company that you're going to buy shares from, if you believe that they will not fall, they will keep earning profits, you could adjust it accordingly if you want. Heck, if we apply 50% to our book value per share, instead of buying Security Bank shares uh, at 66.75%, at 50%, we could buy at a buy below target price of 80 plus pesos, around 83, 84.20 if I'm calculating it correctly in my head. Okay. So, guys, uh, by the way, how did I come up with the computation of margin of safety? Basically, all you need to do is just get your book value per share, multiply it by the the difference of 1 and our margin of safety. So earlier I said that at 60% margin of safety, the buy below price of Security Bank's book value of 166.88 pesos to be 66.75. I just simply multiplied 166.88 times 1 minus the margin of safety, which is zero point 0.6, and that's the result that you will get. That's the buy below price that we are going to use. Now, if you like this video that I made in relation to investing, please do click the like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any feedback, any suggestions on the next video or in this next video, please do leave a comment. And I would just like to remind you guys that I'm an IT professional by trade. I'm not a financial professional. I simply just like to share with you guys what I have learned from the books I read about investing. And whenever you use any kind of valuation, make sure that we don't just rely on only one kind of valuation to determine if the stock that we're going to buy is undervalued or not. And do not go overboard as well. Just like me, I just focus on the valuations that are easy to understand and make sense to me. Okay? So, until the next time, this is the Pinoy Boomer signing off for now. Bye bye!